A former Cardinal does most of the damage, and Andre Pallante reverts to his previous form as the Cardinals drop the series and the finale to the Boston Red Sox.
You are Locked On Cardinals, your daily St. Louis Cardinals podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey there, Cardinals fans. I'm JD Hafron, and today's episode is being brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 and get $250 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. On today's show, we're going to be checking in with some former Cardinals and see how they're enjoying life outside of St. Louis. We know that at least one of them enjoyed facing our Cardinals this weekend. We've got updates on Matt Swanson. What's up with him? Masyn Winn, where's the injury at? But first, let's break down both Saturday and Sunday's losses to Boston, starting with the finale on Sunday at Busch. After eking out a win on Friday, the Cardinals dropped the next two games to Boston, and a lot of the damage that was done against the pitching staff was done by former Cardinal WilLson Contreras. Because, of course, he would come to town and torch our beloved Cardinals. It's what he does against his former teams. We remember him coming over to the Cardinals after being with the Cubs for many years, and he would hit the hell out of the ball against Chicago. He's hitting .315 against the Cubs since leaving them. So for him to show up in town this weekend and smack the Cardinals pitching staff around like a pimp shouldn't come as much of a surprise. So it's just, you think about it and you're like, dude, shouldn't you guys, out of anybody, know how to hold this guy at bay? He's been under your wing for years now. Shouldn't you know how to get him out? And they did on Friday. He was 0 for 4 with 2 Ks, but just missed hitting a dinger off Romero late in that game, which kind of gave you a glimpse into what was going to happen. Then on Saturday, he got the scoring going with a 2-run double in the 4th inning against Leahy, added another RBI in that meltdown inning for Matt Swanson, and finished 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Then on Sunday, 2-run blast in the 1st inning to put Boston up 2-0. Added another RBI single in Pallante's crappy 4th inning and finished that game 4 for 5 with 3 RBIs. So good to see you, Wilson. Glad you're doing all right. Now get the hell out of here and go pick on somebody else, will you? Preferably somebody in the NL Central, not named the St. Louis Cardinals. It's just really annoying, right? When former teammates become the ones that destroy you. And for whatever reason, it just always seems like it happens to the Cardinals a lot. It may not. It may feel like this way for other teams as well. I know we got the Dustin May revenge game on Friday, but Contreras dominating in 2 games gave the Red Sox the series victory. And I cannot wait to see all the damage that Brendan Donovan and Nolan Arenado are going to do to the Cardinals when they meet up with them later on this season. The worst thing about Sunday's game, though, in my opinion, was that it felt like I was watching 2025 Andre Pallante again, and nobody, and I mean nobody, not Andre Pallante's family members, not anybody on this roster or the pitching staff or just anybody within this organization or this fan base wants a repeat of what we saw last year from Andre Pallante, because it was rough. And there it was again on Sunday. Same kind of stuff. Andre's first 2 starts of the year, remember, they were excellent. We're singing praises of Andre. No runs, 3 hits, 5 innings against the Mets. 2 runs, 3 hits, 5 innings against Washington. Walks were an issue. Not saying they weren't. Had 3 of them against New York, 4 against Washington. And when you get free passes, sooner or later, they are going to come back and destroy you. On Sunday, it wasn't really walks. He only had 1 of those, but he also hit a couple batters. So that's 3 more free base runners, and the Red Sox made him pay for it. Hits Caleb Durbin in the 1st, scores on Contreras' home run. 2nd inning, gives up 2 singles, hits Rafaela to load the bases, and that's when Roman Anthony hits the ground ball to 3rd, and nobody could get second base in time to turn 2. They only get the 1 out at 1st, and another run scores, and that was a particularly frustrating play because if you know you're in a shift and you know that turning 2 is going to be almost impossible, why not just automatically go, hey, plays at home plate. If it's on the infield, we're going home because we can't turn this at second base. And that way you at least get that force out at the plate. So mental error right there from Urias. In the ill-fated 4th inning, you got single. That's followed by a walk, which loads them up for Duran, who clears the bases with that double, making it 6-1. It was a lot of long counts. It was a lot of long innings, exhausting and boring to watch. And you could just feel that big hit coming. You flirt with danger enough, it will strike. And Duran finally put the dagger in Pallante's heart with that double. So finishes up 7 runs on 10 hits, 1 walk, 2 hit batters. ERA balloons from 1.80 to 5.40. After the game, Ali pointed out that the defense didn't help him out much, and that with Pallante being a pitch-to-contact style pitcher, they just got to be better behind him. I mean, he's right. That's exactly what they got to do. Cardinals offense also not doing a whole lot on Sunday. Was able to chip away. They make it 7-3 at one point, but the Sox tack on 2 more in that 9th inning against Jared Schuster to make it 9-3. Ali said after the game as well that the offense it just didn't execute as well as they had hoped, but that it happens and you got to regroup and you got to get back at it again on Monday, which is exactly the mental preparation that you need. I mean, that's where you need to be. Your state of mind has got to be, all right, turn the page. We got to go again tomorrow. Outside of Jordan Walker, who remains on another planet as far as production wise, the Cardinals did not get a whole lot from any of their guys in this series. After the 3-2 win on Friday, where 3 different guys knocked in runs, which was awesome to see, Cardinals got outscored by the Sox 16-4, and were outscored in the series 18-7. Walker had 2 of the 8 hits on Friday. He was 1 for 5 on Saturday with that solo shot, which ended up being the only run of the game for the Cardinals. And then on Sunday, he was 2 for 4 with another solo shot. The rest of the team had just 5 hits. One of those was a solo blast from Alec Burleson in the 8th inning. But with the home run on Sunday, I mean, I know I want to pick apart some of the bad stuff that happened, but let's pause real quick to say, geez, Jordan Walker, oh my gosh. I mean, talk about being on a heater. With the home run on Sunday, Walker becomes the 4th Cardinals player in franchise history to hit at least 7 home runs in the team's first 15 games, joining Mark McGwire from 1998, Scott Rowland in 2004, and Albert Pujols in 2006. So some pretty good company that Jordan Walker is joining. He has just been an absolute pleasure to watch. You see the confidence. You see the swing decisions that he's making. I mean, this is a whole new guy, and he's beaming with confidence right now. And I hope that this heater that he's on right now doesn't get wasted with subpar baseball from the rest of the team, and that they don't pick up a couple of wins out of this while he's doing what he's doing, because eventually it's going to come back down a little bit. He's not going to be able to hit a home run almost every game. That would be ludicrous. But, we need more from other guys. Ivan Herrera continues to walk, drew a walk for the 10th consecutive game on Sunday. Record is 14, by the way, held by Jack Clark in 1987. Jack the Ripper. And, walks are great and all. I'm not complaining about him, but, you're still kind of waiting on him to break out, waiting on him to hit his first home run of the season. He's only batting 192. The OBP is great. But, you would like to see a little more damage done by Ivan Herrera. Nolan Gorman, homerless so far in the month of April, although he did get robbed. If you remember in Washington, James Wood got him and robbed one from him. But he's only hitting 192 this month. J.J. Weatherholt had his on-base streak snapped with an 0 for 4 on Sunday. His average is sunk to 214. Again, he's walking, he's getting on base, and he's doing some things great. The defense has looked so much better. They're in one of these spots where some of these guys are, on a bit of a lull, and you just got to try to get these guys back on track as soon as possible, especially when you're giving up an average of 6 runs a game like the staff did this weekend against Boston. If you're going to be able to keep up with these guys, you got to get more from other guys in the lineup other than just Jordan Walker. So not freaking out, not worried about it. We knew the offense would have its shortcomings this year, so just creating conversation. That's what's going on here. Let's talk about Saturday's loss, specifically the Matt Swanson situation. We've also got an update on Masyn Winn to get to. All of that coming up on Locked On Cardinals. If you've got a sweet tooth like I do, and I think most of us do, you know how tough it is to find that perfect treat without all the sugar, right? That's why there's things like Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy Shot that brings the nostalgic flavor back in a whole new way. This is the classic taste that you remember, but with a tasty caffeine boost Zero sugar, though. That's the key. It's a quick, easy way to satisfy that sweet craving while keeping things simple and on the go. Perfect alternative to eating sweets that are filled with those unwanted calories. We're getting towards summertime. You're going to be in that bathing suit soon. And I love how convenient it is, too. This is the great thing about 5-Hour Energy. It's just a small, portable shot. You can grab it whenever you need a little pick-me-up. I work some pretty crazy long hours. I got like 37 jobs. I'm at the radio station. I'm doing PA work. I'm doing the podcasting. I also have to have a life outside of work too. And I don't want to get filled up by a big energy drink anytime I need a boost. And that's why 5-Hour Energy is perfect. It's quick. It's simple. It tastes good. It's become my go-to when I want something sweet without going overboard. The Funfetti flavor is back on 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon. Crack open Confetti Craze 5-Hour Energy shot today. Thanks for making Locked On Cardinals your first listen of the day. Thank you for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network. Baseball finally back, and to celebrate, we're giving you a full month of the Everydayer Club for free. You go to LockedOnSTLCardinals.supercast.com, and you get access to our private listener group chat. You tap the link in the show notes, use code FINALLY, and you're able to claim your free month. So give that a whirl if you haven't done it already. So Saturday's game, despite the final score, was a very tight game for a long time. Had a lot of mixing and matching going on. It was one of those games that I don't want to say it had a playoff vibe to it because it wasn't that serious. But, you were waiting for it like anything could happen and one run could make all the difference. And for a while, that's what was going on. Things got a little out of hand in that ninth inning. The score was 2-1 Boston. Cardinal reliever Matt Swanson, who had recorded the final 2 outs in the 8th inning, looked good doing it, came back out to try and hold the deficit at 1. And, let's just say it didn't go well. Svanson, once again, gets used and abused like a porta potty at Coachella. It was ugly. 5 runs, 6 hits. And it started with the dreaded lead-off walk. You know how I get upset at that. He then got a fly out, but then 6 straight singles. Everything was finding a hole. Made it 7-1, and fans were wondering, dude, what gives, Ollie? It was only 2-1. Why'd you leave him in there to get butchered like that? And the answer, according to Derek Gould at STLtoday.com, was that the Cardinals' goal pivoted from staying close in that game to chase the Red Sox to having the right arms available if they had a lead on Sunday in the series finale. They had to start thinking about tomorrow instead. Svanson threw 43 pitches. He allowed 5 runs in the loss and wore his struggle so that another reliever like a George Soriano would be able to protect the lead on Sunday and not be spent. I get it. You don't want to waste another arm. As far as sending Svanson down, Gould said the Cardinals did not feel a need to promote a fresh arm from Class AAA Memphis, just as they insist there is no interest in sending Svanson there to correct recent struggles. Now, Ollie told reporters after the game that, Svanson's working through getting big league hitters out, that he thinks Svanson is their best upside option. Says his hope would be that he would correct it and get on the other side of it here. He'll get plenty of opportunity to get better. Now, through 7 games, Matt Swanson has got terrible numbers, disgusting, gruesome numbers. 8 2/3 innings pitched, 18 hits, 15 runs, ERAs at 15.58. And the show apparently will continue as they try to pinpoint what exactly is going wrong. Part of me hates this because, I want the guys to win every single game, but at the same time, I respect the fact that they aren't just sitting him away and letting him be someone else's problem. The best instruction that you're going to get should be at the big league level. Like, these are your top coaches at the major leagues. Like, you should be able to figure out what's wrong with him. You shouldn't have to skip him off to another level and let them deal with it. So I respect that. So it's a new project. Let's say Jordan Walker was the first project of the season, which has become a smashing success. Now it's the pitching side of things that needs to figure out what the hell is eating Matt Swanson. The good thing is, mentally, Svanson appears to be good. That's what you worry about when you get torched like this all the time. You start to doubt yourself. You start to not believe in yourself, and that makes things even worse. So it appears that Svanson's confidence hasn't wavered too much. He told reporters that he hasn't lost confidence in his stuff. It's not a stuff issue. Best it's been all year. he's trending in the right direction, or he says we are trending in the right direction with that. Execution is what he's worried about here, saying that I've got to look at that and really kind of analyze what my process is going into these pitch decisions. I can look back and, yeah, they were definitely sitting on the sinker. Maybe if I land more sliders, that changes. Do I need to look at other pitches and approaches for guys? Bottom line, they are searching for the right answers. Matt Swanson, coaching staff, they're working on it. They're hard. They're not just going, well, we'll get them tomorrow. That's not what they're doing. They're going to try to figure this thing out. It doesn't sound like he's a lost cause by any means and has no clue what's happening, but he realizes that he's got some things to figure out, and hopefully that's going to happen here soon. I know I keep joking about him being the new Ryan Fernandez of the 2026 team, but he's right. When you look at what he's doing and the stuff that he's throwing out there, it really doesn't look all that bad. It doesn't. So maybe this won't be quite the ordeal to kind of get things turned around and get him back going in a positive direction and look more like the Matt Swanson we saw last year, who was awesome. Would be nice to get that guy back. So we'll see. We'll see. And I know a lot of people want him jettisoned and send him to AAA. We got to win ball games. But again, your best guys are here in St. Louis to help fix the problem. So sending him away isn't going to do you any good. Like Ali said, he's struggling to get out big league hitters. So sending him to AAA to pick on guys who are less of a hitter isn't really going to do him all that good, especially if it was a confidence issue, maybe. But it doesn't appear to be that's what's going on here. It's just execution. So they'll get to work on it. Masyn Winn. Masyn Winn was out of the lineup again on Sunday after getting hit by a pitch on Friday night. Got hit right there by his left knee. The outer portion of the left knee came out of that game later. We haven't seen him play since, but according to reporters and things that he said after the game, he could have played on Sunday, and they are just being cautious with him. There was some swelling, so they just wanted that to calm down first, and he should be back in the lineup today against Cleveland. So that's good news. Again, Masyn Winn is having one hell of a start to the season. Not only is he not hitting all that well, but he keeps getting dinged up. We've had the hip, we had the car accident, we had the hip, we got the knee thing going on now. Can we just keep Masyn healthy for a couple of weeks here? That would be nice. I wonder how things would have been different in the series against Boston if he was playing shortstop and, things defensively, which broke down from time to time, how that would have worked and looked had Masyn Winn been out there on the field. We're also waiting word, and I haven't seen anything yet this morning on whether, friend of the show, Cade Winquist, is coming back to the Cardinals or not. He was designated for assignment on Friday by the Yankees, who took him in the Rule 5 draft, if you remember, but they never used him. And Gould says that a trade between the two teams seemed unlikely as of Sunday. Other teams can still claim him now that he's been DFA'd, but they'd have to use the same, Rule 5 rules where they got to keep him on the roster just like the Yankees had to, or they have to offer him back to the Cardinals. So hopefully we get some good news this week about him coming back to the organization. It was a bit of a shocker when the Yankees took him. Not a lot of people had expected that. We know he's got good stuff. We know he's a good dude. He's been on the show before. So we would love to have Cade Winquist back in the fold for the Cardinals. So hopefully that happens. Speaking of Rule 5 picks, according to Gould, Matt Pushard completed a 20-pitch bullpen session on Sunday at full intensity and did not have any trouble or soreness in his knee immediately following the workout, which is great. And if he recovers well from Sunday's test, they say he's likely to be scheduled for a rehab assignment that could begin within the week. So some of the depth that the Cardinals had built up in the bullpen has taken a hit or two so far, and it'd be nice to get some of these guys back. Up next, we're going to take a look around the league and see what some other former Cardinals, other than WilLson Contreras, Villain Willie, beat us up. We're going to find out what other guys are doing besides him. Plus, we got an update on life in the NL Central. What's going on with the rest of the division? We'll get into all of that coming up next on Locked On Cardinals. The NBA playoffs are here, where every possession matters, every matchup is magnified, and every game can swing a series. And right now, FanDuel is giving new customers a great way to get in on the action. And nobody is saying, you got to throw down your whole paycheck. Okay? In fact, we're telling you, don't do that. Don't do that. You don't need to do that to have fun on FanDuel. You can bet as little as $5. $5. And that's going to get you $250 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Then you use those bonus bets. This is the thing. This is my direction to you. I'm coaching you here. Then you use those bonus bets to expand your experience with FanDuel and give yourself a chance to win even more and win in different ways. The app makes it easy to follow the action with player stats, trends, and matchups all in one place. And during the playoffs, that extra insight really going to matter when you're looking at the stars, the role players, and the key moments that are going to be huge. And it just makes the entire playoff experience more engaging from start to finish. We don't have an NBA team in St. Louis. We used to. We don't have one anymore. So this is a way to get involved with the NBA playoffs, have some fun with it, and make it entertaining for you. I like the Spurs. That's the team I'm drawn to them. I don't know why, but Oklahoma City Thunder is awesome. Pistons, Celtics, they're all great. Which team and players do you believe in? Head to FanDuel.com to get started. FanDuel, play your game. And it's tax time. Got a couple days left here, but for a lot of us, the old way of doing taxes is a lot. Trying to book that appointment, that's not the most convenient thing. Sitting in a waiting room with a stack of papers, not a whole lot of fun. Emailing back and forth and wondering if they really get your situation. But this year, you're getting a major upgrade. Congratulations. Intuit TurboTax now has in-person locations nationwide. You can meet face-to-face with a real tax expert, and your documents get uploaded straight to your TurboTax app on the spot. Just like that, you're done, boys and girls. Your TurboTax expert will work to get you every dollar you deserve while you get real-time notifications as you go about your day. It is the relief of walking into a location, meeting a real person, and then you walk out knowing that your taxes are being handled the right way. Head to TurboTax.com/local to find a store near you and book your appointment. That's TurboTax.com/local to find a store near you and book your appointment today. Clock is ticking. Thanks for making Locked On Cardinals your first listen of the day. Thank you for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network. So after WilLson Contreras beat us up, it made me wonder what other former Cardinals are doing around the league. I was like, wow, Willie's off to a really good start in Boston. He's looking really good. How's everybody else doing? Let's go check on him. A little wellness check, if you will, on some of our other boys. Willie's teammate, Sonny Gray, did not pitch against the Cardinals, so kind of happy about that. That would have been awful to get shoved against by Sonny Gray. But he's off to a solid start with Boston, which is weird. Like the two guys that the Cardinals sent over there, they're not the problem so far. Yet Boston is just starting to get their legs going and win some ball games. Unfortunately, came at the hands of the Cardinals over the weekend. But Sonny Gray's 2-0. He's got a 2.79 ERA in 3 starts. Strikeouts are down a bit for Sonny, but as long as he's getting outs and not giving up home runs, who cares, right? Sticking in the AL East, Paul Goldschmidt has been used, let's say sparingly is a good word to say, in New York this season. He's just 2 for 10 on the year. He does have a home run, 3 RBIs, and 3 runs scored. So he's done some good things when he's been out there, but they just aren't playing him. The Yankees are tied with Tampa Bay and Baltimore for first place in the AL East at 8-7. It's tight all over Major League Baseball right now as far as the division races go. Out west, Brendan Donovan and the Seattle Mariners are off to a disappointing 7-9. Donnie was out of the Mariners lineup for the second straight game on Saturday against the Astros. He did return as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning later that night, part of their 8-7 walk-off win. Was batting leadoff on Sunday. Apparently, he'd been dealing with an illness recently, but solid numbers still, batting .293 with 3 home runs, 6 ribbies, and 6 runs scored at the top of the order for Seattle. But like he was on fire to start the year. Remember, he was hitting well over 400 early on. Month of April has been a lot tougher, hitting just 150. Nolan Arenado and the Diamondbacks started off a little cold, if memory serves, but they're now 9-7 on the season. But it hasn't been a whole lot to do with Nato offensively. He's hitting just 180. He does not have a home run and only 3 RBIs and 50 at bats. It has been incredible to see his power just completely vanish. It's incredible to me. It's not like this guy is not in shape. It's just gone. It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe how quickly things went south for Nolan Arenado offensively. So we wish the best for him, obviously. I want Nolan Arenado to be good. Loved him as a Cardinal. don't wish ill will against any of these guys until they're facing us, obviously. But yeah, it's sad to hear the batting. Everything is just as bad as it is for Arenado, but his team's winning, so that's got to make him happy at 9-7, which is probably the most important thing to Arenado anyway. Ryan Helsley has 4 saves for Baltimore, but the whip is at 2.06. Has yet to throw a clean inning this year in 6 appearances, just like it was with the Cardinals at the end of his tenure. There's always somebody on base against Ryan Helsley. He's been able to wiggle out of it a few times, but you know how it is. Eventually, it's going to catch up to you. Steven Matz, talk about a resurgent season. Steven Matz, he's healthy, and he's 3-0 on the year for Tampa Bay. Since pitching against the Cardinals in that opening series of the season, he's thrown 11 innings, allowed just 3 runs on 4 hits with 15 strikeouts. Steven Matz mowing them down for Tampa Bay. And finally, reliever Phil Maton. He is actually on the injured list for the Chicago Cubs right now. Knee tendonitis is what he's dealing with. They started to notice a dip in his velo, and it was like consistent. Like it just kept dropping each appearance, and things weren't going well. He'd given up 6 runs in his last 3 games. His ERA is at 13.50, and they were like, dude, the knee, it's too much. And so knee tendonitis has got Phil Maton on the IL right now. NL Central Roundup looks like this. You got the Pittsburgh Pirates taking 2 of 3 at Wrigley. They're at the top of the division right now at 9-6. They're home against the Nationals for 4 games. The Reds lost 2 of 3 at home against the Angels and are now 9-7. They've got the day off on Monday before they host the San Francisco Giants. The Cardinals are tied with the Brewers at 8-7 after Milwaukee's hot start. Remember, they were 8-2 to start the year. And we're like, here we go again. They've lost 5 in a row. 5 in a row, and got swept at home by the Washington Nationals, who are going to take on the Pirates now. The Brewers got the day off on Monday. They'll be hosting the Toronto Blue Jays for 3 starting on Tuesday. And then there's the Cubs at 7-8 after losing 2 of 3 at home to Pittsburgh. They head to Philly for 3 beginning on Monday. Overall, you got the Dodgers with the best record in the league at 11-4. No surprise there. There are 6 teams with 6 wins at the bottom of Major League Baseball. That includes the Red Sox, who just took 2 of 3 from the Cardinals, the Blue Jays, the Astros, who are losing everybody. Everybody keeps getting hurt in Houston. The Giants, the Rockies, and the White Sox. Now, the Cardinals got their hands full coming up. They got the Guardians coming in for 3 beginning tonight, and the Guardians are now 9-7, which is tied with the Twins for the best record in the American League. 9-7 is the best record of the American League. Is that crazy? Nobody saw that coming. But Monday's scheduled starters, you get the top of the list. You get Gavin Williams for Cleveland and Matthew Liberatore for the Cardinals. Let's hope for a better outing from Libby, a more consistent, more efficient outing, and see if we can get him into that 6th inning. And let's get the offense going. Somebody besides Jordan Walker's got to do some damage. So let's wake those bats up, boys. Do what you got to do. Offer Joe Boo some rum, whatever it takes. Let's wake the bats up. First pitch, 6:45 St. Louis time on Monday. Thanks for making Locked On Cardinals your first listen of the day. And if you haven't already, give us a follow on X at @LO_Cardinals. You can find us on TikTok and Instagram at Locked On Cardinals. Like, subscribe on YouTube, and help our channel and love for the Cardinals grow. Now, if you never miss an episode, a reminder that Everyday Club, it's built for you. Get Locked On Cardinals ad-free, plus members-only Discord access and more. Full free month by using the code FINALLY. Head to LockedOnSTLCardinals.supercast.com to join the club. For those of you on video, we're going to ship you off to the first ever national 24/7 national Locked On Podcast Network YouTube channel. On the audio side, make sure your second listen is Locked On MLB. You guys are the best fans in baseball for a reason. Let's see if we can get back to the winning ways on Monday. Thanks for being a part of Locked On Cardinals. We'll see you soon.